Oh no. Oh please no. Why? Why? So Kaguya-Sama Lovers War got a dub, but only the second season? Why did they do this before season 1? That is beyond me, but how does the dub hold up to the sub? Well, that's what I'll be discussing today. Now before I start this review, I should probably mention that I like dubs and often prefer them over the subs. That doesn't mean I hate subs or anything, I like both dub and sub equally, sometimes the sub more, or maybe I like the dub more. There are things I like about dub more than sub, and there are things I like about sub more than dub. I guess the main reason why I prefer dub is because I have pretty severe dyslexia and it's very hard for me to keep up with the subtitles and see what's going on the screen, but that's a topic for another video. So as a person who's coming from a complete neutral perspective, you won't see any bias here, or maybe you will, but I'll come back to that later. So what did I think of the dub? Well, it's complicated. When I first saw Funimation announce the dub and the cast, I was worried, but I thought that the cast would do a pretty decent job at portraying these characters, and I was half right. Now remember when I said there might be a tiny bit of bias? Well, what I mean by that is that I'm obviously used to the Japanese version of these voices, so it's only natural it would be a little jarring to switch to dub when I know how these characters normally sound to me. That aside, this is easily one of the best Japanese voice casting I have ever seen in anime personally. All the line deliveries are on point and they speak exactly how you would imagine them to speak in real life. I would even go as far as to say that the sub was perfect. Kagya, voiced by Aoi Koga, was great at shifting her tone to a serious, cute, and downright evil performance. The same can go for the rest of the cast. So, how did Alexis Tipton, the dub voice of Kagya, who has voiced Kurumi from Date Life, Mizuki from Baka and Test, Ayas from Fire Force, and many more, even hold up as a role for Kagya? Well, it wasn't great, but it wasn't awful either. It was average. She tried to emulate Aoi's performance, but it kind of fell flat. It just sounded wrong. I can't really put my finger on it. I'll play some examples of the dub versus sub and tell me what you think.
Hayasaka, accidentが発生したわ。会長が肩に。Hayasaka, an accident has taken place. He fell asleep on me. 作戦変更よ。いい？次の作戦を思いつくまで、この生徒会室に何人たりとも入れさせてはダメよ。
There has been a slight change of plans. Listen up! Until I figure out what to do next, you have to guard this room with your life and make sure everyone stays away!
Akuma!
何か
Demon!
What's that? もうエッフェル塔これじゃあ私が会長のことを祝いたくて仕方ないみたいじゃない別に私は祝わなくたっていいんですから
Get a grip, girl! Why can't I seem to think of anything besides what I should do to celebrate his stupid day? I mean, it's not like I have to do something for him.
Shirogane was voiced by, and I'm sorry if I butchered this name, Aaron Dismuke, who is known for voicing Senku from Dr. Stone, Alphonse from the original 2003 Full Metal Alchemist, and many more. So how did he do as playing Shirogane in the dub? Okay, I guess. Shirogane had a very mature, calm voice, but he also showed emotion, if you get what I'm saying. But Aaron doesn't really perform that good as Shirogane. It's not bad, but it's not good either. Here's some clips and you can see what I mean.
まさかこの後真面目な話が来るに決まってるだろう。
I highly doubt that's the case. I'm sure he'll address the issue any moment now.
占いなんて思わせぶりなことを言って受け手が都合よく解釈するバーナム効果でしかないだろう。
It's the Barnum effect. People are interested in reading horoscopes because the way they're written is open to interpretation.
誕生日なんてここ数年祝ってなかったからな。平日と変わらん。それとも来年はお前が祝ってくれるのか？
Just another day to me. It's been years since I've celebrated it. Why do you ask? Are you trying to say you'll celebrate with me next year?
Chica was voiced by, I'm sorry if I butchered his name, Jard Saxton, known for her voices as Furious from Steins Gate, Senna from Haganai, Konako from High School DxD, and other, in my opinion, great performances from other anime I like. But how did she hold up as Chica? pretty bad if I'm gonna be honest. Look, Chica's meant to be the overly cutesy stereotype, but with a mischievous twist, and I don't think Jar did a good job in performing that kind of character. She kinda just sounds like a normal girl, and believe me, I am not a fan of overly cutesy types in anime, especially in sub, since that's not how girls are meant to sound, but I'm getting off topic. But the point I'm trying to make here is that she doesn't really fit Chica's personality in my opinion. Here's some clips and tell me if you agree or not.
We made a fun new game at the Tabletop Game Club! 名付けてハッピーライフゲーム！みんなでやりましょう！
しない。
本日の勝敗なし。
We call it the Happy Life Game! We should all play it together! No
Pass.
thanks.
The results for today's battle.
Nothing.
大丈夫ですから！部のみんなで知恵を出し合って作ったゲームですから！ I promise it's fine! I'm not the only one who made it! It was a group effort by the whole club!
へえ、自作ですか。
カードを列に並べ、それをマスに見立ててすごろくするんです。
So, you came up with it yourself?
It's a game that uses cards. You put them out in lines and each one represents a square.
Ishigami was voiced by Austin Tindo, who's voiced such characters as Kaneki from Tokyo Ghoul, the Accelerator from the Toaru series, Ayumu from Is This a Zombie, and many more. And how does he hold up as his role as Ishigami? It's pretty decent if I'm gonna be honest. I think he did a pretty okay job at portraying the loner otaku Ishigami. Honestly, he did the best job in the entire cast, however it wasn't perfect, but it wasn't bad. Here are some clips, so tell me what you think.
会長、全然まあまあな顔してませんよ。こんなに順調でいいのって顔ですよ、これ。はあ。
President, his mouth is saying things are so-so, but his face is practically screaming it's going great.
まさかとは思いますが、この人相談風自慢しに来てるんじゃないですか。
Honestly, you know what I think. He's not having problems with his girlfriend. He's gloating.
やっぱり相談風自慢じゃないか。落ち着け。そのトイレットペーパーでどうするつもりだ。
I knew it! He is just here to gloat! Chill out, man! What are you gonna do with that toilet paper anyway?
The narrator, the bane of my existence. The narrator is voiced by Ian Sinclair, who you may recognize as Dandy from Space Dandy, Tsukasa from Dr. Stone, and many more. So how does he do as the Lovers War narrator, you ask? Garbage. Seriously, listening to him is so boring. The Japanese voice is exciting, tense, and all that jazz, but Ian, it just sounds wrong. Oh, and the reason the narrator is the bane of my existence is because he talks way too fast.
夏休み明け男子3日合わざれば刮目してみよというが、それが夏休みの1ヶ月ともなればなおさらである。
Post-summer vacation. They say you'll notice changes in a boy if you haven't seen him in 3 days. Therefore, differences are even more obvious if you haven't seen him in over a month.
早坂愛。彼女は篠宮かぐやのバレットとして様々な無理難題に応える付き人のプロである。
I Hayasaka, Kaguya Shinomiya's personal assistant. She executes every task thrown at her with the finesse of a pro.
本日の勝敗、かぐやの勝利。
これはこれであり。
The results for today's battle. Kaguya wins.
I still consider this a success!
Ayasaka is voiced by Amanda Lee, or you probably know her from her YouTube channel from all the great English covers she does of anime openings and EDs. Her performance for Hayasaka is pretty mediocre too. It just sounds too bland, and it isn't as entertaining as listening to the Japanese version, because the Japanese version sounds like a professional. English, on the other hand, I'll pass. Roll the clips.
すみません、会長。これもすべてかぐや様のため。
Sorry about this, President. But it's for the sake of Lady Kaguya.
なんだか篠宮さん、すっごく機嫌悪かったな。人殺しちゃいそうな目してたし。
Lady Kaguya is in one of the worst moods I've ever seen in my entire life. She has this bone-chilling murderous gleam in her eyes.
かぐや様、そろそろことを済ませた頃合いでしょうか。 キスとまではいかずとも、膝枕くらいは。
I wonder, has Lady Kaguya accomplished her objective yet? I doubt she kissed him, but maybe his head is on her lap.
Well, that does it for my review / impressions of the Love is War dub. No disrespect to any of the VAs, I love them all, but man, Love is War is just one of those anime what was never meant to be dubbed. If I had to give the dub a score, I would give it a 4.5 out of 10. The dub made the show unfunny and boring to me. Although this is just my opinion, and if you like the dub, that's great. I'm glad you can find enjoyment out of something I couldn't. But that does it for today's video, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Oh, and by the way, this is my second time recording this audio. The reason for that being is that I forgot to change it to the proper mic, and I ended up recording with a completely different mic. Big yeah, bye.